You're listening to the Flex Success podcast, where we teach you how to be less shit.
I'm your co-host Lizzy, and this is Dean. We'll be covering all topics relating to health, fitness, and bodybuilding.
Join us as we use our in-the-trenches experience and up-to-date science to provide you with information that you can actually use.
If you like what we do, be sure to give us a like, follow, share, and tag us on social media. Hey everyone, we are really excited to do this podcast today because for those that, haven't been following us on social media, which is probably not many people, because why would you be listening to this podcast if you don't follow us on social media? But anyways, we made Flex Success with the help of IFBB Pro and Flex athlete Ethan Gohari, made Australian bodybuilding history last weekend. First ever Aussie classic bodybuilder to win a pro show. First ever classic bodybuilder to qualify for Mr. Olympia. I'm intimidated in the presence of the god himself. Ethan, so welcome to the podcast.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. It's an absolute privilege being on your podcast.
No. You know I can claim the same things.
What do you mean you can claim the same things?
Well, by default, if Ethan's my client and Ethan is the first ever classic pro to have won a pro show, okay. I'm the first ever coach to coach a classic pro to win a pro show. And I'm also the only first coach to get a classic pro to the Olympia. Well, hey, I'm stealing the thunder.
I'm extra nervous sitting between the two of you now.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's been a long time coming.
Dean, will you give us a quick, because you've been coaching Ethan for like 4 years now.
Yeah.
Will you give us a quick overview of your history with Ethan, perhaps?
Yeah. I was looking at this the other day. So when we started, I think we were about 30 something weeks out from Ethan's intended season. So the first seasons we did were actually in Europe.
In
I can't count years.
2022?
I'm like 3 years back from 2025 to 2022, but I never really know.
Okay.
Anyway, so it was like 30 weeks out. I think we did 3 shows that year, right? We did Vancouver, we did Portugal, and we did Spain.
And we were with you in Portugal?
No, different year.
Oh,
so it was a very successful.
That was the following year.
Yeah, that was the following year. So it was a very successful year. Both he and I thought the Portugal show was amazing, came top 5, was run really well. It was like a really positive experience. And then we were like, cool, we'll do that again next year. And then the next year we went and did Italy. And it was just not the same. Like, he didn't get the look in. They didn't really give him any kind of like chance in the middle.
You know what's funny about that show?
Yeah.
The same head judge was the one that judged the Vegas show.
Oh, really? Jack?
Yes, it was Jack. Yeah.
Right. Well, there you go. But yeah, we were like, and then he didn't actually, was going to do Portugal again, but he didn't. And that's when we just caught up and decided to eat a bunch of sushi together.
Yeah.
Which was a ton of fun,
And then Ethan went through like a bottle and a half of soy sauce.
That's when I realized that Ethan has an affinity for soy sauce.
I love soy sauce.
Maybe not as much as client Paul. He's traveling with his soy sauce to Japan.
Paul Vu.
He travels with his soy sauce to Japan. And he is also to New Zealand.
No soy sauce in
I think
Japan?
It's just like, it's easy just to take all the stuff in.
Come on, bro. You can get soy sauce everywhere.
He's taking his almond butter. He's taking a bag of lollies or sweets because, Japan's like to get those things. They're a bit weird sometimes.
Is that a joke? You can get lollies? Look, this is what I've realized about bodybuilders traveling. You guys need one suitcase because you're going away for 5 nights. But for some reason, like, you can't just put a little bit of, I don't know, whatever powder you need in a Ziploc bag. You need to bring the whole tub.
I take absolutely everything. Every single subs I have.
Because let's just say Ethan uses 60 grams of whey a day and he's away for 15 days.
Okay.
That's over a kilo.
Yeah, but you don't need the tub. Put all the thing in the...
Put it in a Ziploc bag.
But also, like...
And it's not just one tub. When you're prepping, you want different flavors. I have like 2 different tubs.
Yeah.
I'm not even using...
The amount of money you motherfuckers spend on having 5 suitcases, like, it's so high maintenance princesses. My God.
And also, Ethan can't take a bag of protein into America. He's from Iran.
Yeah.
It's his first entry. This would be a risky behavior.
As a man that gets what's it called, randomly checked at airports, that is risky business.
Yeah, I actually got randomly checked, which was funny. I'm like, okay, that was so random.
Yeah,
so random.
Privately pulled into a room. Anyway, so flash forward, we weren't super happy with that season. So Ethan was like, I need to get much bigger, which was true. Like, the guys there were massive in Classic. And we took a 2-year layoff. And then we started prep again for the 2025 season in December of 2024, with the intention to compete in March at the Detroit Pro. And I think it was 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks into the prep, and Ethan tore his adductor, including like a partial tear of bone off his off the pubic bone of the hip. So it wasn't a small tear.
And my abs.
And his
And
abs,
that
that's
was
right
only
too.
and that was only 11 months ago. I was actually looking at the photos today.
Yeah.
And wasn't there some hip situation?
No, so it was the adductor plus the abs.
Okay.
And then we were like, we actually took a bit of we can maybe talk about this later. We took a non-conventional approach to that recovery. I actually put Ethan through still some fat loss because we were kind of like, we want to compete this year. The progress that we've achieved over the last few years has been phenomenal. So let's not like have to worry about like doing a 20-week prep. We'll just keep you lean. And so anyway, he's basically been dieting since then. And we did we were then going to do we did Dubai, sorry. We shifted our gears to Dubai. Massive show, very difficult to get a look in there. Again, not super happy. So Ethan, to his credit, has just continued on until we kind of like found that recipe, and we ended up obviously in America because he was going to do the American shows while I was over there, and that didn't eventuate. But here we are.
I would like to hear more about how you went from this adductor tear 11 months ago to where you are now, because that seems like an incredibly huge like canyon between the two things, and it's only 11 months. I wasn't aware that it was so soon. But I also want to know more about why you were prepping for that show in August, USA, and pulled the pin 2 weeks out.
Yeah, that was post Dubai.
Yeah. So let's talk about the adductor situation first. Tell us more about that.
So with the adductor, what do you want to know about it?
How did it happen? And like,
so I was 2 weeks into the prep, and I was actually training with one of Dean's clients, Chad. I was doing a leg press, and it was my second set on like a 10th rep. It wasn't even that heavy. Like the first set I did like 18 reps, and the second set I was doing the same weight. I was on the 10th rep. I went down, and then bang, I heard something. I couldn't move. I was in excruciating pain, and I knew I tore something. And then straight away I went to the hospital. A few days later, I got an MRI done, and then we found that I've torn it. And the surgeon recommended that I won't be able to train at all for 3 months and train legs for 6 months. He said I can do the surgery, but he recommended that if I don't do it, it's better, because if I do it, I have to really protect it, and it might happen again. And so I didn't do it. And next day, I was literally at the gym training upper body.
And then a couple of days later after that, I think he was almost squatting.
Yeah, so next day I was at the gym training. I would say, at 3-4 weeks time, I was like training upper body properly. And then in about 6 to 8 weeks, I started training legs, like squatting. Obviously, the first few days were really, really hard. I couldn't do anything. Like I couldn't sleep. I couldn't even go toilet. I was in pain. I couldn't take my undies off. Marilyn was helping me with literally everything. I couldn't do anything. But I still went to the gym. Like I still trained. I did what I could do, and then I'd say after like 2 weeks, I could walk without crutches, and I was fine. The surgeon told me I can't do these things, but I knew it that I could recover faster than the majority of the people, and with the help of peptides and stuff, I recovered a lot faster than what a majority of people would recover.
So did you decide that it was still important to go to the gym and train upper because there was nothing wrong with your upper body? So why should your whole body suffer for a lower body injury?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I did what I could do without, like, if it doesn't hurt my adductor, I would do it. And it wasn't hurting. So I was mostly sticking to cables and stuff or whatever I could do. Obviously, I couldn't sit properly and go heavy. I was still very careful, but with me, it's like I can't not train. I'm addicted to it. If I don't train, I go crazy. Like I literally get depressed. Even when I'm on holidays, I still go to the gym. I train. I get it done.
It's part of your makeup. I mean, I don't want to overuse the language of like thoughts become things, but I always have a chuckle whenever I work with Ethan, because it was literally like he did the injury and he did say this, and I knew he believed. He goes, like, after we got through the initial phase of like, this sucks.
Yeah.
It was, don't worry, I recover faster than anybody will. And I was like,
I
okay,
literally
man.
said that.
Yeah, I was like,
And I
okay,
got that
dude.
tattooed on my wrist. It says "Thought become things."
Yeah, there you
At
go.
the Olympia.
Do you
I've
know?
had this for 6, 7 years.
You've had Mr. O as a tattoo for 6 or
The
7 years.
No, it's the Olympia logo.
Ah,
Yeah,
amazing.
he hasn't called himself Mr. O, but he has the Olympia
No.
logo on his wrist for 6 years.
Yeah.
This is manifestation
Yeah.
in physical form. You know, every
And
time,
literally every day I look at it. Every day I look at it, and
God,
I visualize myself on stage, and it's happening now. So
Mm.
we're gonna be there next year with Dean. It's gonna be fun.
what a sweet, sweet win. I do want to probably make the distinction here about I'm personally not a huge supporter of going full David Goggins. For anybody who has read his book and can maybe read between the lines there, we know that he's a big promoter of working really hard and pushing yourself to the limits. And, you know, that's something we encourage in people who want to be really high achievers. But in my opinion, David Goggins takes that to a point where it's toxic, where he'll literally work himself to pissing blood and keep going. He doesn't realize that actually working really hard also means taking care of yourself and filling your tank so that you can be the best version of yourself. And so I want to make a distinction here between like that toxic kind of promotion that David Goggins is all about, and
what pain is success.
Yeah, that more pain, more gain. That's
no, that's how I used to be when I was a lot younger. I would just go to the gym and train to absolute failure every time I train. But now it's changed. The way I train, when I go to the gym, my goal is literally just to make progress, and I make the smallest progress. That doesn't mean I go to failure or push or I kill myself. I just make the smallest progress with training, and my execution has changed a lot. I'm like more focused on the tempo, range of motion, my joints, everything's feeling better. I feel like really healthy now. Like I'm 31, but I feel better than when I was 25 years old. And I know I can easily compete for another 15 years easily, because I'm looking after myself. I'm getting like massages done, you know, I'm not abusing drugs either. So
you're
I know I
resting
can.
well.
Yeah, resting well. I'm taking less gear than I was taking when I was 25. Obviously, I always had a coach, and whatever my coach was telling me, I would just follow. I'm very coachable. And, you know, when I started with Dean, we literally started taking less gear. I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. And this year, like, I've taken nothing compared to what I was taking when I was an amateur.
Yeah, there's less of everything this year.
This is such a work smarter, not just harder situation.
Yeah, and it was like, you know, like I think like as a coach, it's very easy to think like, ooh, maybe what else can we get out of this person at this point in time? It's the same with training volume. It's the same with all of these things. Like you get this result for doing X amount of work or X amount of drugs, and then you think, oh, if I do a little bit more, maybe I get a little bit more. And it's possible that you might. But I think like one of the hardest thing for an athlete and even for a coach is being content with the rate of progress. And like when we look at Ethan, man, for like the last 2 seasons prior to this one, we'd always made weight. It was never like super easy, but we made weight pretty comfortably. So I was like, cool, there's always room to move. I said to him the other day, I can't believe we did this to Ethan. Like, I want to say it was like over 12 months ago now, but we got him up to 119 kilograms.
Ouch.
And he said to me, like, never again, man. Like that was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And he competed at 96.
I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
I couldn't do anything.
And like he was like, yeah, it was big. So anyway, so like this last prep, we were like, all right, let's not really ever push over about 110. We ended up going a bit over 110 at the peak of the growth phase before December. But it's now to the point where like for both of these shows, he was realistically waking up at 98.5 kilos and having to sweat off 2 kilos to make weight. So like in the last 2 years, he's at least put on 6 kilos of tissue as an already advanced lifter.
Easily.
Amazing.
At least like he said, like this prep was the lowest amount of drug total he's used. It was the least amount of drugs in quantity that he's used, like as in different types. And it was all just down to like a groove. The right amount of training, the right amount of food, the perfect amount of sleep, the great amount of like relentlessly just doing the right things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just feeling better, not just physically, but also mentally with less gear and my sleep and everything. And the fact that I wasn't like, when I was 120 kilos, my training wasn't the best. It was just so uncomfortable to train. But when I'm around 105 to 110, like everything feels good. Training is good. Progress is good. Performance, everything is really fucking solid for me. So I try to be around that weight where I'm comfortable and I can train. Because at the end of the day, training is the biggest factor when it comes to growing. It's not the gear. I mean, everyone takes gear.
It's true. Everyone does take gear, but not everyone grows.
Yeah, and the fact that I can train to the best of my ability when I'm around that weight, it just means that I am going to grow, and I'm always making progress. You know it, like 3 weeks out, I'm hitting PBs, and Dean's like, slow down, you know, you need to slow down. I'm like, okay, leave 3 reps in a day. I'm like, okay.
It's true. For my guys that are advanced that know what they're doing with training, I don't like program numbers. I program reps and RIRs, like reps in reserve, and like volume, like how many sets they do. But they choose their weights, and I just keep an eye on how progress is going or if regressions happened. You know,
Sure, makes sense.
But in this instance, I remember this week I went, "Hey Ethan, this is what your loads are for this week." And I said, "These are your loads, but these are your reps." And I took away like 3-4 reps on every set.
Yeah, because what happened was like we went 3 weeks out, and I was still training really hard, and I feel my body was under a lot of stress. And obviously we were in deficit and my weight was just going up. I'm like, what's going on? Like, this is like, you know what? I think you're pushing too hard. And then I went lighter, and after like 3-4 days, my weight went back down, and my body was just responding so much better.
Yeah. It was just a classic case of overreaching.
It's almost like you know what you're doing, Dean.
Yeah, but also like I know he's not cheating on his diet.
Yeah,
you know.
Sure. So what else could it be?
And I know that he's ticking the boxes with this, and I know he's doing these things. So because of all of the other variables could ruled out, I knew that he'd be sweet. So
I want to know more about this show in August of this year. So only a few months ago, when you guys were prepping for your first American show, I believe, and you pulled the pin like 1 or 2 weeks out. I want to know what happened there.
I wasn't feeling the best mentally. With me, if you know me, I'm always very positive. I'm always grateful for everything that happens in life. And I had some personal issues going on, which was affecting my prep. And I kind of had to fix that because I knew if I'm not feeling my best, I'm not going to bring my best package. And I think, to be honest, that was the best thing that happened. If I did those shows, which I don't think I would have won, because the guy who won it, he was literally top 5 in Olympia. I wouldn't have done these shows if I did those.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think that was a good thing that happened, to be honest.
Yeah.
So like Dubai was June 21st.
Yeah.
I think end of June. And then those shows were like August 2nd. And like I was going to America already because Matt was competing and Cam was competing. And it was like a great opportunity for Ethan and I to obviously have a show again in person. But so it would have been really, really cool. But yeah, I mean, like hindsight bias tells us like, thank God, because
do you know, I'm not a believer that everything happens for a reason. No. Like shit just happens, but it's really nice that there was such an amazing silver lining for you.
I think like credit to Ethan again here in that like it was another period of time where Ethan had a adversity that he then had to learn from. You know, the injury was one. I think losing is another one that can make people like really suffer and struggle and not come back from. But then other people can also like learn to adapt to losing and become better at losing so that they can then become an even like better winner when they become a better winner. And like these shows, I think, Ethan, maybe you can talk to this too, like of a mindset difference between previous shows to this show, because like for me as your coach looking in, I've never seen Ethan go into shows with the appreciation of just being at the show, because he knew he'd done everything. He's like, man, I'm just like here to enjoy this. Like, what's the point if I can't have fun? So we've done everything.
My mindset was very, very, very different after Dubai. I wanted to be more present and just enjoy it, because bodybuilding is literally everything to me. Like, that's all I know. And the previous shows, every time I competed, I just wanted to go in and beat everyone's ass and win. But these last 2 shows, I truly believe that I wanted to just go and have fun. I'm like, I don't care where I place. I just want to finish this prep strong. I want to look my best. and whatever happens, happens. I just want to go on stage and have fun and show my personality. That's all I wanted to do. Even the second show, I told Marion, I said, that's the same goal. Like, I want to do the same thing. I know I just won and I'm the favorite to win, but I just want to have fun. And when I was on stage, I was having fun. I was having so much fun. I really enjoyed it. And the results come. Like, when you're having fun, when you bring your best, obviously, I mean, you can win a show if, you bring your best. I'm like, I want to be shredded to the bone. I told him, I said, I don't care if I'm slightly flat. I just want to be peeled. And we did that.
Credit to you, because you mentioned that you wanted to show your personality. Me and Dean, Dean always gets up at, 2 ridiculous o'clock in the night to, coach his clients. So it wasn't new for him, but we both watched your show live, and I could tell you were having fun. Your smile was natural. You were easy to watch. Like, there's nothing worse than watching someone pose and they're stiff and nervous and trembling, and you're like, oh, I don't want to look. But you were so like, the eye was easily drawn to you. And even when you were talking, like, saying after you won, it was so obvious that you were just, your mind was there.
I didn't practice anything. Like, I wasn't thinking about the speech or anything. Even with my posing routine, like, I told Marilyn messaged me, oh, that was the best posing routine. I'm like, I didn't practice. I just wanted to do it by how I feel. And that's how I was feeling when I was posing, like the routine. Obviously, I did practice the first individual routine, the one that goes for like 30 seconds. Obviously, I wanted to hit my best poses. But the actual routine, I didn't practice. I went in and I just wanted to have fun.
It was really genuine. That was really nice to watch.
And it's interesting how so many people said the same thing as you guys are saying.
Yeah.
Even the ones like my cousins and stuff, the ones that they don't even know bodybuilding, they're like, you were just having fun on stage, It's not like you weren't faking it. You were just posing, like you were just showing your personality. And they don't even know bodybuilding.
And it makes a difference. Like someone's like aura, I guess, like the genuine enjoyment versus the fake. Because if you fake it, it's fucking obvious. But like I don't think people really appreciate how much someone's enjoyment draws an eye. Like, and like inverted to that too, if someone looks pissed off and annoyed, you're like, fuck that guy. I'm not. I don't want to
look at him.
Like, I remember there was a really good amateur in Australia for a while who just would get on stage and he'd have this stiff face, he'd have stiff movements, he just looked arrogant, right? And it's just like, mate. And I said to him once, like, hey, dude, you should like just try and like look like you're having some fun, smile. And he was like, it's not a beauty contest. I'm like, yeah, but you're literally asking these people to judge you and you're making it look like you don't want to be judged.
Yeah.
And he'd lose all the time. One, because he wasn't conditioned, but two, because he would also like just wouldn't do this, makes a big difference.
Well, you need the judges to look at you. And if you're being a prick, no one wants to.
Yeah, like we're humans. We can't not judge people. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. After the Dubai show, like my stage presence was really bad. Like I wasn't happy with it. Like everyone was telling me that you need to smile. And I'm like, you know what? Next time I step on the stage, I'm just going to have fun. But the Dubai show was different because I was away for 2 years. And then when I stepped on the stage, I was kind of lost. I didn't know what I was doing. Even though I was practicing posing literally every day for at least like 40 minutes after my workouts. But when I would step on the stage, I wasn't present. And I wasn't thinking about just being there and enjoying it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was just there I'm like, I'm going to beat everyone's ass. And then I'm like, I came 14th. But this time I'm like, okay, I'm going to have fun. But honestly, the lineup here for Vegas was the top guys were like just as good as the top guys in Dubai. It's not like their lineup was shit. The lineup was really good.
Yeah. He didn't go full Persian. I've said this to I've had a couple of Persian clients. Remember, I said this to you, I think many years ago, right? I'm like, Ethan, you can't pose full Persian. No, which was like it's intense. Like the guys are just like, everything's the most muscular, like, ah. And I was like,
and they have to tremble with effort at the end of every pose.
But it's also like really just like they're just like the passion is so high. But it's the same like as me, I'd watch it and I'd be like, oh my God, like, are they going to jump off the stage?
It's hard to look at. Yeah. You're not easy and flowing. So I wonder as well if having this attitude of like, look, I did everything I can do. I'm here to do my best, but I'm also going to have fun. When you don't win the whole show and make Australian bodybuilding history, that's easier to digest. because you did everything you could do in your prep and you had a good day. And I just feel like maybe acceptance is an easier journey when that is your mindset. It's less soul crushing.
Yeah. Yeah.
True. That's true. My previous shows, when I did the Dubai show, honestly I just wanted to hide from everyone because I was just talking so much shit on social media, saying I'm gonna go win, do this, do that, and after like I came 14th, which is still good out of 40 guys. Honestly I didn't go back to the gym I normally train at because I didn't want to see anyone. I was just hiding from everyone, and I think that was the reason why I ended up pulling out, because I was kind of getting, I don't know, depressed, and I wasn't feeling good mentally. I was just hiding from everyone, and that was affecting my prep and my personal life.
Mm.
And I think that was the reason, to be honest. I still don't know what happened, but I know I wasn't feeling like myself, how I usually am. And I think that it was the right reason just to pull out. And I'm glad I did that.
I hope this isn't asking too much of a personal question, but I'm curious to know what the emotion was behind the wanting to hide. Was it like embarrassment or shame or
Embarrassment.
Embarrassment? Okay.
Embarrassment. Yeah.
And you think that if you didn't talk so much shit online and came 14th, that would have been a different result?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it would have been, but I also think not
Too
fully.
much shit. Yeah. I was just saying, I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna go win. I didn't say I'm gonna go win. I said I'm doing this show. I want to win this show. I was talking about winning and winning and winning too much. But this prep, I told you, I said I'm not gonna tell anyone I'm prepping until I'm in US. I'm in peak week, and that's literally what we did. 6 days out, I made a post and I said I'm doing this show.
Everyone was like, he's clearly doing a show because he was peeled. But it was kind of like, which one is it though? You know, because at the same time that show was on, the New Zealand show was on. So the people knew there were some shows coming up, right? But for me, like as an outsider looking in, there just looked like there was a lot of, I could feel that there was a lot less pressure, internal pressure on Ethan of himself to perform in a particular way. And instead it was a recognition of the fact that he'd already performed. So the end part was just the presentation of the work, and the work was already successful. So it was very, very different. And I think like, for people that are in like amateur and pro, this is one thing that I'm pretty adamant about with like all of my guys that I think that they can learn from, an Ethan in this instance as well, is that I think you should always behave as if you are giving yourself the greatest possible chance to win, but that you shouldn't be focused on the winning itself. You know, like your behaviors should be as if you can win. But let's just say Phil Heath shows up tomorrow and you're a bodybuilder. Guess what, man? You lose.
Yep.
Like, so then what? Like, what do you do with that if you're only going to win? You know, or if Ethan was competing 2 years ago and Chris Bumstead shows up at his show, like, if he comes second, should he really be disappointed?
No, of course
like,
not. Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe it's about focusing about like what is in your locus of control. Like maybe reframing what winning is. Maybe winning is doing everything within your control to be your best. And on the day, it's out of your control if Bumstead rocks up. Like, it's like, what are you going to do about that?
Yeah, you don't know who's going to show up anyway. Like,
yeah,
someone could show up and he's better than you, obviously, and he's obviously going to beat you. You can, obviously, you always train, you want to win, you should have a goal of winning, but like that shouldn't be your primary focus. Should be bringing your best at the end of the day, and that's what we did.
What you can do,
especially in the subjective.
Even after
anyone can show up. Ethan, you showed up, and the fella that was probably being pushed for that show before anybody knew had the harsh reality that he got to stand next to you.
Yeah, I know. And even after the prejudging, everyone was telling me that, oh, you won. Even Marilyn, and I'm like, no, I don't want to think of winning. I want to go back to finals and have fun again. Because if I think I'm winning and then I go in and I don't win, then I'm gonna feel terrible. I'm like, I just want to go there and have fun.
Yeah, love it. Do you know, I'm surrounded by obviously a lot of bodybuilders, so I feel like I understand the mindset and the very intense mindsets. And I wonder what a middle ground could be for some people between talking loads of shit online about winning and like winning is the only success, or what you did, not telling anyone that you're going to compete until like 1 or 2 weeks out. I wonder, like that seemed to have worked for you this time. So like, clearly not a mistake.
Definitely worked.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. I'm just
Okay.
You can't now.
Yeah.
You can't now. There's this one big show next year that you kind of have to do, and everybody knows you're doing that.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm just gonna go there to have fun again.
But some people
one of my clients, he called me. He's like, bro, when you say from now on, when you say I'm gonna have fun, people should shit themselves. I'm like,
people should shit themselves.
Yeah.
And different people need different levels of accountability to do really well. Like Dean and I, for example, will say that we're going to do something, and for whatever reason, we both have the personalities that no one needs to check up on us. If we decide it's important, we'll do it. Whereas other people, it's not a flaw, it's just a personality trait. They need someone to keep them accountable. So I wonder for some people if it might be the wrong move to not tell anyone they're competing, because that public accountability is important.
For sure.
And the middle ground might be not focusing on winning, not saying I'm going to win, just being like, I'm going to have a great prep. This is what I did not so well last time. This is what I'm going to improve on this prep, and still have that accountability without all the pressure to win.
That's true. I think for me it worked, but for some people, I don't think it would work. Honestly, I didn't this time around. I didn't care about social media and posting and getting followers. Obviously, when you prep, you get more attention. People watch your stories and stuff. You get more followers. But I didn't care about social media. Even in the past, when I was prepping in the past, a lot of these bodybuilding pages would post and put their top fives in, and I was never in there. I would get really upset. But this time around, I'm like, I don't care. Like, who cares? I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna bring my best, and they're gonna come to me and kiss my ass when I win. And that's what happened.
I want to clap really loudly, but I know my microphone's right here. But just know, this is a huge applaud. That's hilarious. I love that.
I literally, since I've been competing as a pro, I've literally had no support from any. Obviously, people who are close to me, they always believed in me and they supported me. But I've never had the support from anyone. Nobody. Nobody supported me. And I used to get upset sometimes, but now I just don't care anymore. Like I'm doing it because I love this sport.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it because I want to make money. I didn't even know how much the prize money was until like a day before.
Yeah, and you did all right this time, man. You got 2 good shows. I can tell you that right now.
I didn't know. Yeah.
I just want to ask, what would that support look like? Because you said that the people around you believed in you, but other than that, you didn't have support. What might that have been?
Like, I would say from like these social media pages, like big pages that they post and they do like predictions and stuff. They put the top fives. Or from, I don't really want to say it, but or from like the IFBB or At the end of the day, I wasn't born in this country, so I don't get the best support. I came here when I was 19 on my own. I obviously had my brother, but I left my family. I came here. I've only been here for 11 years now, and I've achieved a lot in 11 years. Like a kid, I had nothing when I came here, and now I'm a coach. I have a lot of clients. I turned pro, and I'm going to Olympia.
You're married.
That's like really
your
big.
first son.
Married.
Yeah.
I'm married to Marilyn, who's honestly, she's literally the best person in the world, and we have a baby who's the greatest gift to me. Like, what else can I ask for in like 11 years? We've achieved so much, and I'm so grateful for everything that's happened. And I can say that I am proud of what I've done.
Mm.
I think 11 must be your lucky number because 11 months ago you had a serious injury and thought you couldn't. The doctor said you can't train for 6 months, and then you turned pro. 11 years ago, you came to Australia. Now you're married with a kid and have done all this stuff, online business. Like you qualified for Mr. O. Yes, Dean.
It's 11
And
months. It's
another
11
one.
months until the Olympia.
Get out.
And I give you another one. My son was born on the 11th of August at 11:11.
Get out. Actually, that's crazy.
I mean, if you want to try and put things in numbers.
Officially, I think your whole family should get an 11 tattoo.
I mean, that'll probably be on Ethan now. And he said to me, he said, I need more I said, forearms only.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
you
know?
want
I
to?
am getting tattoos. Yeah. I'm gonna get the dates and everything.
This is the craziest realization.
That's actually pretty, because I mean, usually the Olympia's in October, so.
Right.
And we've gone into November.
Damn.
Not the 11th month, but in 11th month.
In 11 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Cool. Maybe we should just start all preps at 11 weeks out.
You know what's funny? We started prep like 10 weeks out for this show. I was
Yeah.
in a good condition, but like 10 weeks out.
Yeah, I don't think you'll ever do longer preps than 10 weeks now, to be honest.
Got to be 11 weeks, guys. You have to stick with the tradition.
Yeah.
Guys, we should start wrapping it up because we're coming up to time.
Yes.
But Ethan, first, I really want to ask you for a take-home message for the audience, because it's been great learning about you. And I think there's like so many lessons that competitors could take away. But if you could have like one take-home message for people to really remember, what might that be?
So I have to tell you my story. When I first started competing as an amateur, a lot of people were telling me I can never turn pro. I don't have the best structure. I don't have wide shoulders. I ended up turning pro. And then when I turned pro, people were telling me, oh, you can never win a show. You can never go to Olympia. So I won a show now. I'm going to Olympia. And now they're probably going to say, oh, you can never be the first call out, or you can never win Olympia. But who knows? Maybe one day I would win Olympia. Who knows? My message is, no matter what people tell you, if you have a goal and if that matters to you, stick to your plan, keep going. Don't care about what people tell you. And one day you are going to get there as long as you stay consistent and you put the work in. Consistency is everything you need. Even if you don't have the best genetics, you got to keep going and you will get there no matter what.
I love that message. Amazing. Thank you for sharing. Now, no guest episode would be complete without an inappropriate would you rather that I prepare right on the spot. Ethan.
Prepare yourself.
Would you rather, for your debut of Mr. O, get a nervous erection on stage?
There's no way I would get an erection on the stage. Even if I take Cialis.
Or would you rather
shit myself on the stage?
Actually, I don't hate that one. Shit yourself on stage. What would you be rather known for, shitting yourself or the nervous erection?
I would say shitting because people can't really see it.
Ooh.
But if you get erection, everyone can tell.
Yeah.
I'd rather the erection.
I'd rather shit it myself.
Would you?
The only people who know are the athletes.
But the athletes have big mouths. Like everyone's going to know because they're all going to tell people, and then you'll always be known as...
Yeah, but it's very awkward. Every photo that you've ever had from the Olympia of him standing there with a tough... To be fair, most people would probably be impressed that you can still get an erection. So,
Honestly, yeah.
If I would... As a spectator, I'd rather continue being friends with or have a better opinion of somebody who got an erection on stage than someone who I knew through the grapevine shat themselves on stage.
I mean, maybe it depends on to what degree you shit yourself. Because if it's down your leg, that's a problem.
I know. If it's coming out, then that's different. But if it's just a shot, it's fine.
If it's a shot, exactly. See, he's very Australian, Ethan.
He says shot.
Yeah.
It's so Australian.
You know why? Because since I've met Marilyn, every time I fart, she's like, oh, stop shotting yourself. Stop shotting yourself. You're shitting yourself all the time. She calls me shot all the time. Because I fart a lot.
I love the honesty. Mr. O and Mr. Shark.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the title.
That's what we're going to call this podcast episode. Yeah.
IFBB Shark.
IFBB Shark.
That's great. All right. So fab to talk to you. And I look forward to 11 months from now.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I can't believe it. It goes very quick though. It's gonna go really quick. And
you know what it does? Because like the last 4 years, Ethan's been like, it feels like it was just yesterday. But to say that it's 11 months away, like that's a long time.
Well, it is.
But it does go quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, it isn't. It isn't.
Lots of time to make progress. We might have to pull that 4 kilos of fluid off to make him make weight next time, I think.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Honestly, it sounds really terrible, like going into the sauna and making weight. But I was fine. I was telling Dean like it's not even that hard. Like I'd rather not eat than eat a little bit, because when you start eating a little bit, you just get hungry and you want more. I basically didn't eat for 22 hours, and we just had like limited fluid, and I was fine. I was happy, Even when I was there, I was talking to the guys. Like we had really good conversations before waiting. We were waiting for 2 hours. Like I was just fine. I don't know.
You're a bigger man than me.
No, I think this is a mindset thing again too. Just quickly, like I think if you look at it as like a bit of a ritualistic like thing that is kind of like the last stage of the game that you are completing, that is to make weight as a classic competitor, it makes a big difference. Like you can either go, I have to get 2 kilos. I have to do. I don't have to eat for 20. Really, like, and there's all of these negative associations. Whereas if you're like, all right, so I got to make weight. Cool. Oh, I'm going to do the sauna. All right, well, that's a thing. Oh, I don't eat. Let's see how long I can not eat for.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way I think we should approach it.
Every time Dean messages me and tells me to do something, like you can literally ask him. I'm like, done, easy, done. Like I never complain. Have you ever heard me complain seriously in the past 4 years?
No. Like we use the hashtag together, relentless repetition, and you embody that to the nth degree, not the 10th degree. I don't know what degree that would be.
Okay.
Yeah, I think mindset matters a lot, and how you set your mind up in regards to like how well you can tolerate difficult moments or whatnot, even if you're trying to just reframe it for the sake of reframing it. Well, it's not even, it always generates a better result.
So there's a situation and how you let that situation affect you.
Yeah.
Two different things.
Yeah. You can either complain that you're hungry, or you can see it as an opportunity to challenge yourself.
It's about how you see things, like some people are just so negative and just see the negative side of it. But to me, like when I woke up, I was like 2 kilos over my weight cap. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to sauna. I'll have you make weight. It's not a problem.
I almost think you would have been disappointed if you woke up at weight and didn't get to sauna, because the week before you got to sauna and it was such a successful thing.
I know. Even if I wake up and I'm under my weight cap, you should still get to the sauna. And not
like, can I just go do 10 minutes?
The look was just insane. Like, I'm like, what's going on? It just worked for me. We never had to do this before.
Love it. All right, Ethan, thanks for your time. I look forward to chatting again and seeing what you get up to with Dean.
Thanks for having me. I just want to thank Dean again, because he's a fucking legend. No, honestly, I've learned so much from Dean this past 4 years, and I can never thank him enough. He's a family to me. He's like my blood, and I love him more than you love him.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I won't fight that claim. That's very sweet.
No, it's been an absolute journey, man. And I said this to you as a very proud moment for me to have you be the first person to have done this in regards to, getting the pro win for the first time, and also the Olympia qualification. But even more so on top of that is that the last 4 years of, like, I've heard you talk about this, like this is the thing. It's not like I picked up some genetic freak yesterday who was already destined to be a winner. And, that to me isn't as satisfying as seeing people's progress over time. So on to the next one, mate.
So next one, 11 months out.
Hey.
Here we go.
All right. See you, everyone.
Crazy. See ya. Thanks, guys. Thank you.